The church is law. Let's see. We got a lot of stuff to do. We've got a lot of stuff I can do now. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dump my items. Okay. I'll probably be still going for a little bit longer. Oh my god, I have a lot of stuff to appraise. Sell all the trash. Now, I have a lot of stuff I could do, like, in terms of, like, what... Okay, what I mean by I have a lot of stuff that I could do is... I didn't mean to pull up this. So a lot of people, it seems, went into the, one of the 3 dungeons. Or spent time with characters. So, I swapped... As I mentioned before, I swapped something on the counter guide I was using. Let me just double check here. See, I typically use counter guides for these games just because it helps avoid spoilers. It is 6:14. So, I am going to actually go into that dungeon to finish a bullish embargo. As I've mentioned, the reason I waited to do a bullish embargo was because of the fact the dungeon for bullish embargo is actually somewhat tough. Yeah, I did go in here before, and I realized, like, oh wait, I remember what the problem with this dungeon is. So, the problem with this dungeon, as I mentioned, is it really hates casters. Like, to the point, the enemies, if they see a mace or they see a staff, they get angry and hyper-focus the casters. Yeah, it's... this dungeon is a little brutal for a first week, well, a day 1 dungeon. If you are okay with grinding some stuff out, you can go through here. I recommend waiting until you have Brawler. Though, if you go through with Seeker as your healer, you'll be fine. But the other thing is, like, the enemies are actually somewhat of a higher level compared to... Like, this area, I think, is honestly made for after the first dungeon. Or, like, you know, maybe progressing halfway through the dungeon, coming here, and then going back. Dude, what are you cooking? What are you? Okay, so the goblins are now blue difficulty, so I can instantly kill them. That is good. Oh, you're yellow. Shit. Another Balm of Life. That makes up for the one I used earlier. Okay, so it's only basic goblins are blue. Damn. Chasers, I got some new weapons, so I should actually be able to improve. I should have a new spear. It is weaker. No, I didn't get a new spear. I think I got a new sword, didn't I? Yeah, I got a couple new swords, but... What I'm gonna probably do is have Stroll and Hucklebug reach what am I trying to like reach max rank with their archetypes, but then I'm going to leave them as said archetypes so I can start collecting the experience items. Because, I mentioned before, but leaving them as archetypes that they're good with and just collect the items is really good if you want to have them inherit skills from archetypes they're not as good with. Fuck. Actually, something I haven't talked about with the items that the stat boosting items, I do tend to just use them all on the protagonist. Just because this is my opinion, using them on the other party members, unless it's something that they're already kind of leaning in towards, like, it just feels a little bit wasteful, because, like, your character, like, the protagonist here, they are the primary build. They are the leader of the party. Thankfully, it's not like old school Persona where, oh hey, your protagonist died, game over, get fucked. Looking at you, Shin Megami Tensei 5. For context, for those who haven't seen my SMT5 Vengeance playthrough or don't remember, in Vengeance, well, in Shin Megami Tensei 5, the first set of weaknesses you start with has a weakness to Dark, which in base game is not that big of a problem until you get to Vengeance. Vengeance starts a lot of enemies in the starting area that are weak to, that have dark spells. This is not normally a problem, except for the fact dark spells have a fun little quirk in SMT. They can insta-kill. If dark spells in SMT strike a weakness, for those who have never played them, they insta-kill. You are weak to dark. They, I believe, are guaranteed hit. So a guaranteed hit insta-kill is so fucking painful. It actually led to, I'd say, one of my biggest rage moments on stream, which is just me screaming, motherfucker, because I got hit by, I believe it's Mudo, like 4 battles in just the opening stream. It was so bad how many times I saw Mudo. I say this as someone, I actually really like SMT5, though I know there are some people who don't. And you have more power to you. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I personally, granted, the only SMT games I've played are 3 and 5. I've played So the Atlas games I've played are Persona 3, 4, and 5. And specifically, specifically Persona 3 Reload. And for Persona 4, it was Persona 4 Golden. The other games I played are Soul Hackers 2 and I'm drawing a blank. Oh yeah, and Metaphor here. My personal favorites of them being probably Metaphor and back with sandwiches. Do I risk it? Actually, no, what am I saying? Do I risk it? I just realized I could, I went to a dungeon. I'm still in the dungeon. There's no real story here because it's a side quest dungeon. Bah! So that blue orb is the equivalent of, like, the, if you play Persona 4, the gold hands. Actually, I think there are also gold hands in Persona 3. But they're not really worth the experience, because they don't give too much. But god damn, do they give, like, I think 500 mag and 500, money. So they're worth it for that. Yeah, I got killing these goblins down though to a science. There's Skull Cracker. There is a boss in this dungeon that I'm here for a side quest that will give me a new bond, so it's going to give me a new archetype. But I have to actually, you know, clear the place first. Let's see here. Imp Ending Pike, and it can be purified, so it has an evolution. But either way, that's gonna be better than what you got now, so equip that shit. Not bad, but they can be purified, so they have some other form I can advance them to. I think this will lead to boss. Yeah, that's the boss door. So the thing is about this boss, same rules as with the goblins. If he sees a staff or he sees a club, he goes berserk and deals a lot of damage. But now I'm actually gonna go level grind. Yeah. It's funny because I'm trying to remember what his weaknesses are. Quest is called Abolish Embargo. The boss is weak to. The boss is weak to Pierce and Ice. Which, at this point, because like I said, this is about the only Pierce damage I've got is Hunkleberg's spear, and I can inherit ice onto one of my other classes, which I'll probably do. What I'll probably end up doing is, oh, that was close. Oh, I didn't do that, but yeah, fuck it. Yeah. Ice. So what I was saying though is I'm probably gonna switch my protagonist off of Monk and to Seeker, just so. Yeah, because as Seeker, yeah, I'll get only one more magic, but my thing is it's still better than nothing. And to go a step further, well, it's still only one, so I don't think. You know, I might actually switch that. I might actually stay Monk and yeah, Monk and go with just move my ice spell onto Monk. The good thing is, the more I fight the goblins here and the more I level up, eventually I will be a high enough level where I will just kill all of them on the field. Currently, I can't kill any of the advanced goblins. I can kill any of the basic armored goblins. They are level 16. I cast Fist! I missed one. Actually, no, I didn't because I'm just dumb. Right. Ow. So, the thing of note about monk abilities, they cost HP. You bitch! I'm gonna go back to the upper floors of the dungeon. Just cause, yeah, there's gonna be more of these goblins, and I need the, MP. Well, actually, I'm the wrong class to be doing that, but, whatever. I will switch in a moment. Shit. This will get me back to the entrance. I can't do anything with your request yet. Because more to move his bond further, I need to, I need to get the gunner archetype, which The thing that sucks about that is the Gunner archetype is not available for a while. Okay. Like, the Gunner archetype isn't available till I get access to the... I like to say it's not the next area, it's the area after. Gunner is related to like one of the longer side quests in this game. Poke and run. So the only ones I'm targeting are the ones that will give me MP. That's so I have enough MP, I can do that. Yeah, so now any extra experience I earn for archetype experience I earn on Stroll will be converted into an item to level up other archetypes. So it's useful when you're getting new archetypes and need them to catch up really quick. It's not a bad idea just to leave a character on a mastered archetype for a bit. Fuck! I can keep trying. Her MP's too low. Keep everyone stunned this turn. This way I don't have to worry about anything. Considering the fact that I have... Oh wait. Ooh, that could be bad. Forget what the level difference has to be. Give me a second. Yeah, so the it's a 3-level difference. So if it's So whatever the 3-level difference is, so the level 16 enemies that I think that aren't blue, they'll turn blue once I reach level 19, which I'm almost there. So for right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loop up. I'm gonna loop a few times. Shit, I thought I could use the cat just to warp back. How many more of the threads do I have? 2 more. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more loops. That should give me, let me see. I'm not too far from leveling up. Hulkin is the lowest, and I forget if it's my level or the complete party level. So we'll see. We're gonna focus on getting just easy kills for the MP. These were all blue to begin with, so they're not a good test. There should be some enemies that were yellow here. Yeah, okay, yep, they're blue now. So it's my level. And that means I can now go through this dungeon like back and forth now and grind out my, well, not grind out, but you know, recharge the party's MP because I will need it for the boss. Rude. That was just mean because it's surrounded by goblins. Okay, time to loop. I'm just gonna run back so this way I can fight any goblins that have respawned on my way. And also, so I clean up the goblins I skipped because I couldn't insta-kill them earlier. And this way I'm also going to... Yep. I'm going... no, I already went through that hole. I'm also just double checking, make sure I went through every side passage I can find. There is one on the level above me I've missed. I think I know how to get there. Yep. Okay, no, I just had to go through that passageway. I swear I will get that sprite though before we leave this fucking dungeon. Just exit and re-enter. Because now for mana. Because I've got a lot of time, like in-game time to kill, because I have to wait 8 days. And that essentially gives me 16 actions. So my plan is, I'm going to do the dungeon today. Gonna turn in the quest, because I believe turning in the quest does move time along, so it does cost an action. But I'm making, in terms of like the calendar schedule I'm using, the thing I'm making up for is when other people would go into the cathedral, I could do something else. So I'm just swapping some stuff around. This game is very forgiving with like the calendar and everything if you want like max bonds. Because it's really easy to get max virtue and max spawn in this game because of the fact that there is very rarely a situation in this game that is going to take up multiple days. It's not like, for example, Persona, where you'll lose an entire week because your character has exams. Like, you'll have sometimes you'll lose days, but it's for travel, and you can actually do stuff during the travel time to work on something else. You can work on other bonds, or you can work, like, bonds are with you when you're traveling, or you can work on the virtues, which are the social stats. I should only need to do one loop. Everyone's already pretty much back to max MP. I'd say as long as they're over half, I'll be fine. You. You bitches! Yeah, no. Like, Persona 4 Golden's kind of brutal with it because of the fact that they added 2 whole other social links to the existing calendar. Because you had Adachi and Marie added. I'm curious to see how that's going to go with Revival. There's also a mod, so... Yeah. I'm curious, especially because... Here's my thing. This is my opinion on, like, the Persona remakes we're getting with, you know, I'm not fighting the boss yet, because I'm killing that fucking sprite. Now it's a matter of pride. But, so... Because Persona 3 Reload... I think Persona 3 was in desperate need of a rebuild like that. Because... If you've never... So Persona 3 has, like, 3 different versions of the game. That all have, like, their... Well, one has no pros. The other 2 have pros and cons. One is base Persona 3, and it's, like, why the fuck would you play it? It doesn't really have any of the extra stuff with the other 2. It's just base package. There's Persona 3 Fez, which has added content, including the answer, and I believe a social link. I think. And then there's Persona 3 Portable, which added the female MC. Which, my god, the amount of people who wanted, like, you know... I get wanting the female MC in Reload. I get why Atlas didn't do it. Because... I honestly think the people who were asking for the female MC... The Persona 3 female MC is a completely new script. It's not just gender swapping the character. They have they have multiple social links that are completely switched out. They have entirely different social link conversations with the characters. It is a completely new script from beginning to end. Like, the overall plot of the game is the same, but every bit of dialogue would have to be re-recorded, which means they'd have to pay the voice actors for more time. It's a big thing. I don't think people realize that. Like, I saw a lot of people talk about it, and I'm like, and like, people thought Alice was just being cheap or something, but I'm like, have you actually looked into this? Besides just saying, you know, female MC. It's like, yeah, it is fucking insane. For context, because this is something I do when I get off, because it is a bit of a thing that I honestly, a bit of information I think people need to know. So here we go. The completely different social links for some of these characters. So using the male protagonist, your Magician Arcana is Kenji. For female, it's Junpei. For male Priestess, it's Fuka. And it's still Fuka for female. So some of the social links, like, the character's the same, but the story's different. Like, Emperor is still, Hitoshi for both of them, but it's a different story. Hierophant, it's, still the same. It's the old couple still, but again, different story. Lovers, different story. Chariot, instead of being the kendo, swimmer, track team, it's tennis or volleyball. For Justice, instead of, Chihiro, the treasurer, it's Ken. Hermit, instead of Maya, it's Saori, which is for the health committee or librarian. The Fortune Arcana, instead of having one of the class clubs for it, it's Ryuji. For Strength, instead of Yuko, it's Koromaru. The Hangman is still the girl at the shrine. Death is still the mysterious boy, because that's kind of plot relevant. Temperance is still the transfer student. Devil is still Tanaka. Like, most of the archetype, some of the social links are the same, but it's anyone that is related to the party are completely switched. Because you don't form social links with the same gendered characters of your party in Persona 3, which is a weird decision, I'm gonna be honest. The only exception is Aegis and Fuka. You form a social link with them as female MC. But yeah, it's a whole new script though, because like I said, even the social links that are shared are different. There is a group of modders who are doing it, and you know what, more power to them. They are even, from my understanding, working on the exclusive social links, but it is a full rebuild of the game. And I get why Atlas would not invest into it. Like, yeah, here's the thing. The answer, which is the one thing they did invest into bringing in from the extra versions of Persona 3, is a lot shorter. It's not needing new casts. It's just basically a mini dungeon. I'm not a fan of the answer. I wasn't a fan of it in the original build. I'm not a fan of it in Persona 3 Reload. Persona 4, on the other hand, I am looking much more forward to that because of the fact Golden is a much bigger deal for Persona 4 than it was. Than the female MC or even the answer is for Persona 3. Because Golden adds Maria's social link, it adds a whole bunch of new mechanics, Adachi's social link, and a completely new, the actual true ending of the game, if I remember correctly. Okay, so I've figured out the trick. I have figured out the trick for this. I'm not gonna do the full run up again. I'm just gonna teleport. Yeah, I just had to get that out there though, because I did see a lot of people just saying like they could have just added it. It's like, no, it's not that simple. I think there's a reason why they don't do the split gender. They didn't stick with the split gender MCs going forward with Persona. It's probably because of the way they did it for Persona 3, if I had to guess. Because it's not something as you can... Persona as a game is not something you can write as one shoe fits all. They have to write the game completely different depending... Because there would be different interactions based on the fact if you're, you know, a male character or a female character. Because certain characters would treat you differently depending on what your character's gender is, because it'd be a different set of interactions. I mean, the female MC, though, has shown back up, because she is in Persona Q2. So, like, Atlas hasn't forgotten about her. And I believe she does still occasionally show up in marketing material for Persona. It's just never been... She just hasn't been playable. Okay. I'm back at max MP. What I'm going to do is instead switch to Seeker. The reason why is Seeker's sword is faster than Mage's cast. I mean, also, like, that's something I can see. Like, I see a couple people do occasionally try to claim that Atlas just forgot about the female MC. Meanwhile, Persona 5, as one of the DLC Personas, was her variant of Orpheus. But I will say, I do honestly kind of like her variant of Orpheus more than standard Persona 3s. I'm gonna bait out the goblins. Worth it. I mean, I would have been grinding this long anyway because I needed the experience for the insta kill. Let's see here. That's yes. Unlock Blizz. I think it's the most aggressive I've been hunting one of those fucking things. Yeah, I do recommend having a spear and, like I said, ice magic, because that's this boss's weakness. Yeah, slime shatters. Raw. Uh-oh. If I'm doing it that way, yes. Ooh. To use Knight's Proclamation, it only lasts 4 turns. I do it just because of the fact I try to get the single target attacks focused on her, or whoever my warrior, my knight is. But it's really dependent on what your situation is. Hurting a bit, but you know what? We did it. Yeah, so because of the fact I went to the dungeon today, I won't be able to... Your character's gonna be too tired to do anything else. The only thing I'm able to do is stuff around town. Or stuff in the honeybee. Actually, I don't even think you can go to the honeybee. I think it's just ends the day. Yeah, okay, yeah, so yeah, after a day of battling, you can do nothing.
Yoshi.
So I would say, I think that dungeon, going to that dungeon worked out really well for me, since I've got 2 mastered archetypes now, which is definitely going to start accelerating my archetype growth. Because a lot of the other items I've gotten so far are like 100 or 500 archetype experience. But I believe the one you get from that is worth more.